Shawn Wright, Brad Fowler, Century 21 Wright Realty, the BS show. Well, this is supposed to be the October 22nd Monday edition, but after that editing failure we had yesterday, we're going to just reshoot it. Technical difficulties, people barging into the show, talking about random stuff. I mean, it was actually pretty funny, but because of having to stop and start the camera over and over and over again, it just got to be an editing nightmare, so we're restarting. So, how'd you watch football over the weekend? You watched some good games?
Yeah, there was some good football. Always, some good. Always don't have the outcome you like, but I always enjoy watching.
Well, my Falcons finally won another game, so we won 2 in a row now.
Hey, first time for everything.
First time for everything. We play the Aints next week, so let's go ahead and knock Drew Brees off his little pedestal he's on lately. Let's make it 3 in a row. So let's start with the UT game. And I tell you what, for the first time this year, one of my book it bets lost. Between the
went blank.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Between the pro games and the college game, I had lost a game all year by the spread, and this game I actually lost on the spread. The stupid missed field goal and then the fumble that gave Alabama the ball on the 3-yard line or whatever it was. That's the difference in the spread. So, 2 mistakes. But the big thing everybody's talking about the UT Alabama game is Butch Jones, ex-Tennessee football coach. He gets fired. He's now an intern at Alabama. An intern. He's not even a coach. He's an intern.
One step up from the water boy.
One step up from the water boy. And going back 100 years, there's a tradition of the UT Alabama game. The winners get to smoke cigars. And Butch Jones posed with a bunch of players smoking his cigar, walking out of the stadium smoking his cigar, acting like he was Nick Saban. And so a lot of people are upset, both UT fans and not, about Butch Jones smoking this cigar. What are your thoughts? Should he have smoked a cigar? Should he have celebrated, or should he not have celebrated?
He just took part of the tradition. It definitely, any UT fans that still had anything for him, I'm sure it ended all that, yeah. But he's full-blown Alabama now.
I'll tell you what.
There's nothing good.
I'm a lifelong Tennessee fan. I don't have a problem with it. He's on the Alabama staff now.
Right.
He won the game. That's the tradition. You smoke cigars after the game. I tell you what, I had a cigar in my cup holder in my truck ready to smoke it if we won the game. And so I'm good to go with it. I have no problem with it at all. Right. If you don't like him smoking the cigar, you know what the way to not have him smoking a cigar is? Beat him.
Yep. You can smoke that antique cigar you got.
That's right. Mine's 12 years old now, I think. From Alabama beating us 12 years in a row. It just sits in my humidor. It's going to be like one of those antique age cigars after a while. Yeah. So next we'll go to Middle. Middle won their homecoming game. I was not there. I heard it was a good game. Heard we had a good turnout. Heard there was lots and lots of tailgating. But I wasn't there, so I have no idea. The biggest thing I got to give you a hard time about is Amari Cooper getting traded from the Raiders. I think Chucky is full out giving up.
Oh, yeah, on this season it sure seems like.
Chucky's just decided he's just banking draft picks.
Yeah.
And
got, 3 or 4?
3 first rounds now. And I tell you what, if you get 3 first rounds, you got a halfway decent coach, he can build a team pretty quick with first round draft picks. So I think that's a good thing for the Raiders long term. But on the flip side, you got the Titans. The Titans need a quarterback bad. I tell you what, Chucky's probably looking for a quarterback, so he could trade Derek Carr over to the Titans, and Derek Carr could take over for Mariota, and they could have a decent quarterback. The one thing all the Titans fans are upset about right now is the 2-point conversion call.
Yeah.
And growing up, playing football, being around football, you were always told you go for the win on the road. They're at a neutral site game. They're in Europe. They have the chance to kick a field goal, the extra point, tie, or go for 2. They're on the road. You're supposed to go for the win on the road.
Right. Hero or zero.
Hero or zero. And I guarantee all the Titans fans that don't like the 2-point conversion call, if he would have made the 2-point conversion, he'd be a hero.
Yep, no doubt.
My biggest issue with the 2-point conversion call is not the call itself, it's the play call. I mean, you got a big running back, a little dicey running back, and a running quarterback. Right. And you throw a guy that's undependable the ball. Yeah. Bad play call. So you want to tell us, everybody on the that's watching, about the pumpkin contest?
Yeah, so we have coming up a pumpkin carving contest. The rules are going to be pretty simple. Obviously, carve a pumpkin.
Or paint a pumpkin.
Paint, yeah, any decoration.
Decorate a pumpkin.
And take a picture of it with you beside the pumpkin. Don't go Google a really nice one and send it to us. But put it on our Century 21 Wright Realty Facebook page. Again, a pumpkin with you or your family in the picture. And all of us here in the office are going to pick a winner.
And they need to like the page and share it also, right?
Right.
Like the page, share the page, and post a picture of the pumpkin.
Right.
And the winner's going to get a $50 gift card to Home Depot or Lowe's.
Right.
So, easy way to get a gift card, easy way to show your artistic skills. And I've seen some really good pumpkins already in one day. Mm. So, I'm looking forward to seeing some really good pumpkins.
When are we picking the winner?
We're going to pick the winner on October 30th.
Okay, gotcha.
And we'll actually give the gift card away on Halloween Day during the trick-or-treating on the square. Okay. So, good time. You can come by and go trick-or-treating on the square, get your gift card. It'll be a really, really cool thing. I want to talk about something that's a lot more important than sports, a lot more important than pumpkin contests. I don't care where you believe politically, whether you believe like I do, whether you believe like somebody else does. The primary right we have in this country is to go vote, and I don't care where you believe. Go out and vote. You'll probably, if you don't believe in me, you're going to cancel my vote out. But guess what? There's a lot of people that don't believe like I do or don't believe like you do, and they just sit at home and they complain. If you don't vote, you don't get to complain. Get up. It's so easy to do. Go bring your voter ID card. Go vote. Take your driver's license. Go to the voting booth. Go vote. It's the most important thing that you can do right now. Right. No matter where you sit on the spectrum, get up and go vote.
In early voting, there's literally no wait at these polls. I mean, it's in and out within a few minutes.
Yeah, so. And there's just really no excuse. There's voting booths, there's voting places everywhere. Mm-hmm. There's no excuse. I mean, early voting's open till 7 o'clock every night. You've got on voting day at 7 to 7. Most employers let you off early for voting day. There's really no excuse not to vote. If you have questions about a candidate, I'll be glad to answer them. I will not be skewed. I'll give you a straight up answer. Just message me at wright@realtracks.com. Home buyers class. We do one once a quarter. This quarter, it's going to be November the 13th at 6 p.m. We do it a little different than other people. We actually team with a lender, a home inspector, an insurance guy, a title guy, and we all get together and we actually take a buyer through the whole home buyer process. So it's not. The location's to be determined, but I'll have it out by the end of this week. But it is November 13th at 6 p.m. And we actually take you through the whole home buying process, from starting to look at houses all the way to closing. The title company actually walks you through a closing and everything. It's a fantastic thing. If you haven't bought a house in the last 4 or 5 years with the new trade laws and things like that went into effect a couple years back, it actually shows you all the new things, all the new hip things that we have to offer with Century 21 will be talked about also. So I think it's a really good thing if you're on the fence right now about buying a house with interest rates going up. We'll tell you why now is better than later. If you're one of those people that's just been holding on, now's the time before those houses get just unaffordable. You may actually see prices drop, but the payments go up because interest rates are going up. So it may be the best time to buy right now and not wait. And the last thing I want to talk about, and we had fun with this one yesterday because this is when people started barging into our video, about things that you did when you were younger for fall/Halloween, memories, things that aren't done anymore. Mm-hmm. And the topic we talked about yesterday was bobbing for apples.
Yeah.
And we had people talk about spitting in the water and secondhand spit for bobbing for apples.
Snot and spit,
all that stuff. I'll tell you what, bobbing for apples was cool when you were a kid.
It was, yeah.
And
didn't worry about all that stuff.
I haven't seen anybody bob for an apple in 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, that's just one of the things that I was talking about. What you had brought something up also about bobbing for apples.
I don't remember. The one that stands out for me though is the mask.
That's what it was.
Yeah, the sweaty mask with the small slits poked into your eyes and all that, and the rubber band that snaps
immediately as soon as you put it on your head.
So Those were fun. Little plastic suits never fit.
I thought it was my mom is a professional seamstress, and she actually used to make my little brother and little sister's costumes. And like my brother had and actually I had a dinosaur costume too with like big stays. I mean, it was awesome. But the coolest one, my brother had a squirrel costume. It had the big bushy tail. I mean, my little brother looked like a giant freaking squirrel. And that
used to or still does?
He's got an afro. I mean, he could pick it out. He looks like somebody from the 70s. He's an OG 70s guy with a picked afro. But that's a cool thing I do. And Friday, we're going to go do some trick-or-treating tips. So leading up to next week on actual holidays. So tune in Friday and Monday. We're going to do some trick-or-treating tips. Tell you where the good candy is, things like that. Maybe we don't really know where the good candy is. If you know where the good candy is, tell us.
It's in my hiding spot.
That's right. It's like candy for the trick-or-treaters, candy for us. Yeah. So the new segment on the show, funny things that can't be real.
Okay.
Funny things that can't be real. PETA is now on attack of white cow's milk.
Mm-hmm. And why would that be?
PETA is saying white cow's milk is a sign of white supremacy. So, don't drink milk. If you drink milk, you're a racist.
Mm-hmm. Good for strong bones, hair, and teeth, and white people.
And white people. Yeah. But on top of that, I was reading another study the very same day. Again, things that can't be real that are in the news. 7% of people in America think chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
It don't?
You're one of them.
No, you're talking about the 7%. That's people that vote, people that drive, people that raise children.
People that get out of bed.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow.
How do these people live? Who knows?
Yeah.
And then the last two topics, things that can't be real. People that have played Disney princesses are now coming out against Disney for different things. And the two that were brought to spotlight this week were Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The kiss that Prince Charming gave to Snow White to bring her back alive was not a consensual kiss, so she's part of the Me Too movement.
A cartoon character?
Cartoon character. Of course, she would have starved to death over a couple of days and died. So Prince Charming giving her a kiss to wake her back up is less important than her dying.
Right. Okay.
And the second one is China can't stop laughing. and the second one is something to do with Cinderella and her slipper. And I can't figure it out.
No telling.
But I guess she shouldn't have been chasing a man, so she doesn't need to check a slipper.
Well.
If you've got other items that are so stupid they can't be real, message us and we'll put them on air. We're gonna
There's no shortage.
There's no shortage of them. I mean, every day we can talk about some kind of stupid topic, and so we're gonna end the show every section with stupid stuff that can't be real. I'm Shawn Wright. This is Brad Fowler. We're with Century 21 Wright Realty. This is the Century 21 Wright Realty BS show. We're out.